Welcome back, everybody, to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done recapping recent WNBA games, and now we're going to recap the KPMG Women's PGA Championships that took place from June 20th to the 23rd, so it ended this Sunday. It was a really, really good competition, and I recommend watching the highlights if you have the opportunity to. Before we get into recapping, I wanted to remind you guys to like and follow the show and to become a part of our show to tip and donate using the link gsmcpodcast.net. This link also puts your questions at the top of the list so that your comments and questions are read on the air and get answered. We would really like the support, and I would really appreciate the support as a student. So thank you guys very much. Anyway, it really helps the show. Also, make sure you guys stay to the end of the show to hear about the U.S. Diving Olympic Trials that also ended Sunday. There was a lot of stuff going on Sunday, I will say that. Anyway, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the KPMG Women's PGA Championships. Okay, so the PGA Championships took place in Sahalee Country Club in Washington. In Thursday's show, we previewed this competition, and I recommend checking it out so you can have the information about who won previous KPMG Women's PGA Championships. It's a long title. And who was predicted to win and best bets and all of that. I'm always wrong when it comes to betting on golfing. That's just a disclaimer. Okay, so let's obviously start with round one. And in round one, I want to focus on Nelly Korda because there's just some shocking things that are happening here. So Nelly Korda is the Rolex Women's World Golf Ranking #1 golfer, but she was having a rough time last weekend at the LPGA Mayor Classic. Korda has won 6 times in 2024, collecting 5 straight titles from January to April, a record-tying feat that hadn't been done on the LPGA Tour in nearly 2 decades. Her streak was broken after she finished in a tie for 7th as the Cognizant Founders Cup, but Korda returned to her winning, I'm not going to say streak, winning ways the very next week at the Mizuho Americas Open, defeating Hannah Green by 1 shot after a grilling showdown with the Australian on the back nine at Liberty National Golf Club. Korda's next 2 starts didn't go so well. She missed the cut at the U.S. Women's Open presented by Ali after making a 10 on the par 3 12th hole in the first round, and then missed another cut like I mentioned last week at the Mayor Classic. Korda opened her week with a 3 under 69, making, and I'm talking about the championships that took place this week. And so she opened her week, this championship, with a 3 under 69, making 1 bogey, 1 double bogey, and 6 birdies on Thursday in the Evergreen State. A solid showing that has started her bid for a 7th 2024 title off on the right foot. She began the day with a birdie on the par 4 10th hole to move to 1 under, but gave that shot right back with a bogey on 12. Korda then rattled off 3 consecutive birdies on holes 13, 14, and 15 to race up the leaderboard and get to 3 under overall. She cooled slightly after that stretch, making 5 straight pars before picking up her 5th birdie on the day on the par 4 3rd hole, now sitting at 4 under with 6 holes to play in Sahalee. Korda made a double bogey on the par 4 4th hole after a wayward tee shot and a 3-putt to drop back to 2 under, but she hung tough and closed out around with a 14-foot birdie putt on the par 3 9th hole to post a 3 under 69 and claim an early spot at the top of the leaderboard on day 1. After the round, Korda said, "Not only is it hard and demanding off the tee, it's really hard with your second shots in. It's hard to take the opportunities when you can and be aggressive out there because I feel like in the morning, you can definitely be a little bit more aggressive with the majority of the pins being in the shade and a little softer. But once the greens start to see a little bit more sunlight, they start to firm up a bit more and you have to play a little bit more defensive. Anytime I can shoot under par in a major, I think that's a positive. Hopefully that will just give me good momentum going into the next few days." So at the end of round 1, Lexi Thompson was really showing how talented she is, where she claimed the top position on the leaderboard with a 4 under 68. So we have to continue talking about Nelly Korda on round 2 here. It was a steady stream of mistakes that cost Korda the championships instead of just one giant disaster. She bogeyed 5 of her first 6 holes in the second round to turn in 42. She was not off the pace beginning her back 9. She started this major by making nearly 110 feet off putts and shooting 69. The putter, however, was uncooperative in round 2. In fact, she played more like someone who had missed back-to-back cuts, which she has, than someone who has won 6 times this season, which she also has. So there's a little issue there. The trouble began when Korda hit her tee shot at the first into a fairway bunker and played her second shot to a short-sided position. A poor pitch led to 2 putts and a bogey. She then missed a 3-footer for par at the second, missed a 12-footer for par after going long at the par 3 third, and then missed another 3-footer for par at the fourth. 4 holes, 4 bogeys. She seemed to have righted the ship at the par 3 fifth, hitting her tee shot to 5 feet. She then missed the birdie putt. It was just not overall good, okay? Like, it was not good for her. Korda then found the left rough of the tee at the par 5-6 and had trouble escaping. Her second shot with a fairway wood only traveled 85 feet, and her third shot went 103 yards. After finally finding the putting surface, she missed the par save from 11 feet. 5 over on the day, 2 over for the championship and 8 shots off the lead. Korda cocks and par putts from inside 7 feet on number 7 and 8. But after going long on the green at par 3 and 9th, her par save from 15 feet clung to the lip and didn't fall. Her tap-in for the 6th bogey off the round was her 18th putt on the inward half. So by the end of round 2, Sarah Schmelzel and Amy Yang were leading the leaderboard. Yang was bogey-free, which was super impressive. Schmelzel, who was in the picture right here, somehow found 6 birdies in the morning on Friday, including birdies at her last 2 holes. Shot a day's best 5 under 67, and was first to post 6 under 138. Yang in the day's second to last group shot a rock-steady 68, 1 shot back with 1 hole to play. Yang laid up well short of the green, then stuffed a wedge to tap in range at the par 5 18 to grab a share of the lead. 3 players sit 2 shots back, including former world number 1 Jin Young Ko of Korea, Lexi Thompson, and Japan's Hanaka Shibuno. Thompson, seeking her second major title and first in the decade, played her opening 9 and 33 shots to reach 7 under, but ran into a double and 2 bogeys coming in. She came ready for a good tussle and was encouraged with her position heading to the weekend. Now, she has not won the LPGA in 5 years, which is really shocking and sad to me. So, I was really hoping that this was going to be, her chance to shine again. So moving on to the third round, Amy Yang, shot a 1 under 71 to take a 2-shot lead into the final round. Yang was at 7 under 209. Lauren Hartledge and Maya Yamashita were tied for second at 5 under. Hartledge shot for her second straight 69 for the only bogey-free round of the day. Yamashita from Japan had her second 70 in a row. She's an 11-time winner on the Japanese tour. Sarah Schmelzel shot a 74 to drop to 4 under. Lexi Thompson had a 73 to drop into the tie for 5th at 3 under with Lilia Vu, Caroline Inglis, Jin Young Ko, and Hanaka Shibuno. Vu had the best run of the day with her 68. Yang won 39 holes without a bogey before dropping a shot on the par 4 8th. She quickly recovered, hitting it 8 feet on the par 3 9th and making the putt to get back to 6 under and take the solo lead. Yang pushed her lead to 2 strokes, hitting the green and 2 on the par 5 11th for a 2-putt birdie. She dropped another shot on the par 4 16th, her 3rd bogey of the tournament, but followed with a 36-foot birdie putt on the par 3 17th. Wow, sorry guys, I stutter a lot when there's a lot of numbers, so I sincerely apologize. Finally, in the 4th and final round, Amy Yang took home the victory. At 34 years old, she took control as the only player in the field without a round over par this week, earning a 3-shot victory over Jin Young Ko, Lilia Vu, and Mayu Yamashita for her first major triumph. Yang said, "I always wanted to win a major, and I came close several times, and I started doubting myself if I'm ever going to win a major before I retire because I've been on tour for quite a while. I'm so grateful and very happy to win a major." Yang's precision was impeccable. She successfully carved her ball through the towering trees and claustrophobic fairways of Sahalee. She held a 7-shot lead at one point on the back 9 and had plenty of cushion to make it into the clubhouse atop the leaderboard. Even a tee shot into the water on the 17th hole wasn't enough to dampen the spirits or slow Yang's pursuit. Yang still went for the green on the 18th hole with a 3-wood from the fairway and made par on the last 2 close out the victory. Yang is the oldest major winning on the LPGA Tour since Angela Stanford won the 2018 EVN Championship at age 40. Anna Nordquist had recently turned 34 when she won the Women's British Open in 2021, but Yang will turn 35 on July 28th. Yang's form so far this season didn't indicate the elusive major was on the horizon. She had not had a top 20 finish this year and missed the cut in each of her last 2 starts. Yang was also dealing with a tight back throughout the week, and that was nagging nuisance each day. But the challenge of Sahalee was the right test to make Yang's skills shine. She just has that natural talent. An approach shot to 2 feet on the opening hole for an easy birdie set the tone for the day. A terrific chip-in birdie on the 5th hole from 67 feet, and a clinical birdie at the difficult par 4 8th helped Yang push her lead further. She bounced back from a bogey on number 10 with an eagle chance on the 11th that led to another tap-in birdie. Another tight approach to 4 feet on the par 3 13th for a 5th birdie on the day saw Yang reach 10 under par, 6 shots clear of the field. She said, "It's incredible. I was so nervous beginning of the day, even night before, and I told Jan on the 18th fairway this has been the longest 18 holes I ever played in my career. I was that much stressed and felt pressure out there, but I think I managed to stay well and stay positive. And of course with him as well, he makes things light out there." And she was speaking about her nephew, I believe. Her sister's, that's what a nephew is. Oh my goodness. When it comes to like relative like names, like nephew, niece, I'm literally always like, wait, how are you like related? I can never remember. Anyway, when Yang chipped in for birdie on the 5th hole, Hartledge answered with a 45-foot birdie putt from off the field of the green to remain just a shot back of the lead. A beautiful bunker shot to inside 5 feet gave Hartledge a birdie look to match Yang at the top of the leaderboard on the 6th hole, only for a putt to do a 270-degree lip out to stay a shot back. The next 2 holes then catapulted Yang clear the full field. Hartledge had back-to-back double bogeys to fall out of contention after a pair of errant tee shots and scruffing gambling attempts spiraled away. Hartledge bladed a bunker shot across the green on the 7th hole and couldn't salvage the bogey. A chunk pitch on the 8th from short of the green also led to the double. Meanwhile, Yamashita had to make a baseball swing to strike her ball resting on the edge of a bunker from the fairway after her drive on the 8th and made double bogey as well to fall behind. Suddenly, Yang was all by herself well in front of the chasing pack. Lexi Thompson said of Yang, "So impressive, words can't describe how great that is out here, especially with the wins today. She's playing amazing golf. So many players have. I mean, anybody that was under par, around even. It's a tough golf course. You kind of take even par and you're happy and you run. But she's played some great golf. Everybody knows how talented she is." So Thompson opened the day 4 shots back of Yang's lead, but had 4 boogies and 2 double boogies on her first 8 holes. But she bounced back with 6 birdies in her final 10 to get back to just 2 over on the day and climb back into the top 10. The victory for Yang also earned her spot on the South Korean Olympic team. So we will be seeing her some more. So let me just end this segment talking about all the places, because I always like to just round it up with all the places here. So Amy Yang in first. Tied at second was Lilia Vu and Jin Young Ko. Tied at 5th was Ali Ewing and Lauren Hartledge. At 7th was a tie with Hanaka Shibuno and Mao Sego. Tied at 9th was Rio Haran, Carolyn Inglis, Sarah Schmetzel, Lynn Grant, and Lexi Thompson. So we're now going to move on to the next segment where we talk about the U.S. Track and Field Olympic Trials. Before we get into that, we're going to be taking a very short break, so I will see you guys very soon.